For the Tennessee Titans, the 2003 season ended on a bitterly cold night in Foxborough, Massachusetts. But the Titans wouldn't go down without a fight.
You can't hide from it. Some people are built for this. I'm one of them.
For the first 3 quarters, the Titans and Patriots traded touchdowns.
Cuts, dives, falls, scores! Touchdown, Titans! Blitz coming. Throw, Mason, gets away, 5, end zone, did he get in? Touchdown, Titans!
I can't feel my hands or feet, man. I'm freaking out.
Down by a field goal late in the game. The Titans had one final drive to extend their season.
So this is probably the Titans' season. Is there McNair magic left? McNair throws deep for Bennett. Looking downfield. Bennett has it batted away. He got both hands on it, but he could not hold the football.
It was a heartbreaking loss to end the season, but the year as a whole was one of great accomplishment. Tennessee showed offensive prowess, scoring the most total points in a season since 1961.
Dives to the end zone. Touchdown! Titans!
Way to go, baby!
We got one MVP, that's Steve.
The team's leader, Steve McNair, had another banner year, overcoming numerous injuries to earn NFL co-MVP honors.
I can't believe my quarterback. I can't believe he's going to play.
I said all week, I said he's playing. In my mind, because I know what kind of guy he is.
He's got a tear in his calf. He's got a hole in his calf.
He's unbelievable, man. He knows how important it is, you know, he's about team, period.
McNair was the team's high-profile leader, but he was surrounded by a solid supporting cast.
Wow! What a throw by Steve McNair.
Their talented receiving core helped McNair attain a 100.4 passer rating, tops in the NFL.
Way to go, 9!
Tennessee's aggressive defense finished #1 in rushing defense, allowing an average 81 yards per game. And they were the only team to record at least 1 sack in all 16 regular season games.
Yeah, baby! All right! Yes!
4 playoff appearances in 5 years, an MVP quarterback, a Pro Bowl receiver, and a ferocious defense. Just some of the key ingredients that made up the 2003 Tennessee Titans. A team that reached rarefied air. The season began with patriotic flair as the Titans sought to avenge a 2002 AFC Championship loss to the Oakland Raiders.
It's caught by Calico. It's a touchdown! Titans!
Tennessee took an early 9-3 lead, but things turned sour when kicker Joe Nedney was injured making a tackle on a kickoff. Punter Craig Hentrick replaced Nedney and proceeded to kick field goals of 49, 34, and 33 yards.
Kick on the way. Good! Craig Hendrick is money!
A Steve McNair pass gave the Titans a 22-13 lead.
End zone. Mason catches it. Would he have gotten his feet down? He would have gotten them down, they say. Touchdown! Titans!
While Hentrick ably filled in for Nedney, Steve McNair seemed irreplaceable. Even an injured finger couldn't keep him out of the lineup.
Back to Justin McCarron for a big 6. McNair rolling right, rolling in trouble, throws. There's Bennett wide open for a touchdown.
While the offense scored, the defense stuffed the Saints' running attack, holding Deuce McAllister, one of the NFC's best rushers, to only 8 yards on 11 carries. Eddie George didn't have any problem gaining yards, contributing 100 yards and a score to Tennessee's victory.
Gives it to George at left guard. Eddie banging forward. Breaks a tackle. He got in.
They don't give us respect, but we about to take it today. Watch.
It was a fluke last year. We'll see. We'll see about the fluke today at their home field.
After beating Pittsburgh twice in 2002, the Titans' defense still had to prove themselves, as the Steelers controlled the ball for over 21 first-half minutes.
He's sacked!
Opportunistic defense combined with precision offense as Steve McNair played almost flawlessly. He completed 15 of his 16 pass attempts for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns.
McNair throws the fade left side. Touchdown! Tight! Deep throw, right side. McCarron's is there. McCarron catches that football.
They're gonna come hard, so we gotta bow up.
The defense wouldn't let up, intercepting Tommy Maddox twice to finish off the Steelers.
It's intercepted. Rocky Norman.
What a play. Tank Williams was all over Maddox, caused him to sling the ball wild. Boyman makes a great athletic interception and shows his speed down the left sideline.
The commanding win lifted Tennessee's record to 3-1. Returning home, team owner Bud Adams and the Titans faithful congratulated new Hall of Famer Alvin Bethea. It was Derek Mason who played like a future enshrinee, catching 3 long touchdown passes.
10, 5, in zone. Oh my! Throws deep right side. Mason is all alone. He catches it in the end zone 3 times today. McNair to Mason.
David Carr didn't fare as well, as Tennessee picked him off 3 times, including Andre Dyson's 51-yard return for a score that sewed up the Titans' seemingly effortless win.
It is all two-tone blue today.
The Titans were anxious to hit anyone, even each other, as they prepared to face the previously undefeated and future NFC champion Carolina Panthers. Quarterback Steve McNair watched as the defense pounded the Panthers, holding them to a season-low 44 rushing yards and causing 4 fumbles.
Shalom hits, he throws, the ball rolling free. James Atkins is falling on it.
Tennessee who? Tyrants. Tyrants. Get it together.
Not only were the Tyrants aggressive, they were clever too.
They thought we were going to punt. He takes a step low, rolls to his right, hits Berlin on a sideline pattern. Berlin breaks the tackle and goes about 40 on his own.
Way to go, Eddie! Way to go! Nice going! Yes!
Tennessee's leader then took over to bash Carolina's defense. The offense overwhelmed the Carolina team that was taken completely out of the game.
Throws it into the end zone, back corner, Bennett. He got him down.
What a throw.
Touchdown!
Man, you see them points up there, man? Them points mean get sacks. That mean get sacks now. Y'all need to get sacks now. That's all that mean right there, cuz.
Javon Kearse got his sack. Kevin Carter and Jaquay Thomas added 3 more as the defense shredded the Panthers. They wrapped up the dominant victory with a Keith Bulluck fumble recovery that cemented Tennessee's place as one of the NFL's best.
Keith Bulluck to the house for the 3rd time in his career.
We told y'all. Let's play fast. Let's play physical today. Hey, leave it all out on the field. It's plays to be made. Don't take them home. Don't take them home. Leave them all out on the field. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Steve McNair followed his own advice, taking only 3 minutes to throw his first touchdown pass against the Miami Dolphins. An Eddie George run put the team up 14-0, but they weren't satisfied.
Let's not let up. Let's not let up like that. Let's go. Come on.
The defense heeded McNair's exhortations. With help from linebackers Keith Bulluck, Peter Sermon, and Rocky Kalmus, Ricky Williams gained just 37 rushing yards.
What's up? It's been a great day today so far, huh? Good matchup, Miami Dolphins versus Tennessee Titans. One of the best backs in the league, Ricky Williams. He couldn't really do much today, but that's not his fault.
You can't get comfortable. No lead is good enough. No lead. Let's go.
The Titans certainly weren't complacent, sacking Brian Greasy 4 times and causing 2 fumbles.
Dropping Greasy. Hit. Fumble. Ball rolling free. And Haynesworth falls on it.
Hey, I told you we make plays down here in Tennessee. We don't need y'all to talk about us because we're going to talk about ourselves.
Their play backed up the talk, picking off Greasy 3 times, one of which was returned for an 11-yard touchdown. A Steve McNair to Justin McCarron score completed the 31-7 rout, as the Titans became just the 3rd team ever to post 30 or more points in 6 straight games. But wins wouldn't come so easily during the last half of the season.
Hey, congratulations. Great job all the way around. Offense, defense, teams. That was a physical team that's saying they didn't show up. They showed up and they got it today.
The Titans defense mixed things up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, stopping the Jags' rushing attack and intercepting Byron Leftwich twice.
Leftwich throws short, ball tipped and intercepted.
On the other side of the ball, Tennessee methodically moved downfield and took a 10-0 first-half lead they never relinquished.
McNair throws the slant. McCarron tipped it to himself. Touchdown, Titans!
The next week, the Titans faced a 21-0 deficit, so McNair called on one of the game's greatest tight ends. In his final NFL season, the consummate pro, Frank Wycheck, came up big again, catching 2 of his 505 career passes. Halfway through the second quarter, McNair suffered a debilitating calf strain that thrust backup Billy Volek center stage. Things looked distressing, but Volek proved to be a capable fill-in for McNair.
Give Eddie George running left. He will go in standing up. Touchdown, Titans!
The defense toughened, allowing only 10 points through the last 3 quarters. Doug Johnson was sacked twice and threw an interception.
Peter Sermon tipped her. Rocky Calmus picks her off.
Things really started going Tennessee's way when Justin McCarron's returned a punt for a touchdown.
Looking for room, goes right. If he can get outside, he did. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, and Tennessee has taken the lead.
McCarron's also proved to be a good target for Volek, setting up the receiver's second score of the afternoon.
Throws the fade right side for
McNair and Volek were a double-edged sword as they gave the Titans their largest comeback win in 25 years.
Hey, here we go. Let's play some ball.
Volek earned his first NFL start at home against the Buffalo Bills, where he continued to air things out.
Kenny's got it! Touchdown! Titans! That's a bullet throw from Billy Volek.
Aggressive defense stifled Buffalo.
Pressure coming. Football. He's hit. He fumbles. There's a scramble. Titans have the ball.
Giving Volek more chances to connect with receivers.
Looking for McCarron. Throwing. There he is. Touchdown! Titans!
A screen pass to Eddie George put the Titans on the 1-yard line and set Volek up for his first rushing touchdown to complete his first ever win as a starter.
Volek sneaking it right guard, spinning back inside. He got in there.
After Billy Volek's 2 big wins, a bearded Coach Fisher called on McNair to clinch the Titans' playoff spot. As usual, he delivered.
Wow!
Titans flowed on offense and defense.
Intercepted, Samari Roll. What a pick. They give the ball to Davis running around the left side. He cuts inside the 40, fumbles the football. It's been picked up by Samari Roll. Samari Roll got to be the defensive player of the game with 2 picks and a fumble return for a touchdown.
However, Tennessee still found themselves down 24-20 late in the fourth quarter. The Titans had less than 2 minutes to travel 75 yards. With the game on the line and the clock ticking down, the team's MVP showed his mettle.
Boy, this place is loud. Can McNair come up with some magic? McNair has time, throws left corner for Bennett in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! Titans! McNair on 4th and 10 shows why he's the man. And Tennessee is headed to the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years.
The intensity that rises to the top, the emotions that goes with the playoffs, the physicalness that everybody plays with. It's a one-game season, and everybody is playing for just that one game. Every week is a hard week, in the regular season, but every game in the playoffs is a hard game. It's a tough-fought game.
Hey, man, forget the smoke and mirrors. Stay right here for 60 minutes of firm focus. Focus on executing and dominating. Come out here and play from the spirit. Had a game of your life, man. 1 on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, man.
In the first round of the playoffs, Tennessee faced an old nemesis. The Titans had lost their last 5 games against the Ravens, and Eddie George was criticized for having Ray Lewis get the best of him. But on this day, George would get the best of Baltimore and lead an unstoppable running attack complemented by rookie Chris Brown.
End zone standing up. 67-yard drive for Tennessee. The Titans have drawn first blood.
Battling a rabid Ravens crowd, Steve McNair threw 3 interceptions, one of which ended with seemingly disastrous results.
He's hit from behind and knocked down at the 30-yard line by Eddie George. Eddie George hurt making that tackle on Reed. Eddie's gone to the locker room. He can't handle it. He can't handle it.
Obviously, the Ravens underestimated Eddie George. Coming off a regular season where he became the 17th back to eclipse 10,000 yards, George played inspired football. He wouldn't back down, and his team drew inspiration from his gutsy performance. The success of the running game gave McNair the ability to air things out, and a 49-yard pass to McCarrans gave the Titans a 14-10 fourth quarter lead.
What an adjustment! Touchdown, Titans!
Steve slightly underthrew the ball. Baxter overran it. McCarrans makes the adjustment, comes back to the middle for an easy touchdown.
I told you it's played to be made out here. That's one of them. We got a lot more to go. Come on. Stay poised. Keep moving. We got to find a way. We got to reach down now.
The defense took their cues from the offense's all-out effort, manhandling Anthony Wright.
Right in trouble. He's sacked!
The NFL's leading rusher, Jamal Lewis, was overshadowed by Eddie George. The defense held Lewis to a paltry 35 yards on 14 carries, but the Ravens wouldn't go away, and the game was tied with 3 minutes remaining.
We gave them a couple opportunities to stay in the football game with interceptions and turnovers, but, we knew at the end if we was close, we had a chance to win.
Coach Fisher looked on as his aching, wounded quarterback mustered up the strength for one last drive. 8 plays, 35 yards, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, all to set up the ageless Gary Anderson, who began the season at home, but now had the chance to be a hero.
So here's Gary Anderson. This is from 46. Snap, set, Anderson's kick on the way. Good!
What a clutch kick.
Game over. The curse of the Ravens, nevermore. Final score, Titans 20, Ravens 17.
Tennessee showed heart and determination, overcoming adversity to defeat Baltimore.
What happens? You got two choices. As I told you, you can live in the past or you can flourish in the present, and that's what you guys did. You took their heart away from them. You took the running game away from them, and you did it with your running game. That was a great job. Where's Gary? Gary?
It was a remarkable season for the Tennessee Titans. Under the guidance of Coach Jeff Fisher, they continued their winning ways, tying the St. Louis Rams for the best record in the NFL since 1999.
What a grab! Touchdown, Titans!
Steve McNair produced his fourth 3,000-yard season.
Wow!
What a throw by Steve McNair.
Eddie George grossed 10,000 yards for his career and netted his seventh 1,000-yard season. Derrick Mason set a team record with 3 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons. The defense brutalized opposing offenses.
In trouble. Sacked!
Leading the league in rush defense. Bullock, Mason, McNair, Brad Hopkins, and Craig Hendrick represented the AFC at the NFL Pro Bowl. Determined, fierce competitors, the Tennessee Titans were a team that exemplified rarefied air.
This NFL Films production has been brought to you by the National Football League. The NFL is online at www.nfl.com.